Hi Capricorn, how are you? This is Sarah with Earth to Sarah Tarot. I will be doing your July love reading. Let's see. So I wanted to do your video next because there's a full moon in Capricorn on July 8th or 9th. And the moon, or the sun, is in Cancer. So I just felt like doing your sign because I feel like Capricorns might have a lot of changes coming their way. And when we have full moons in your sign, you can be very affected. You can be very sensitive during that time. So I just kind of wanted to check in with you guys and see what's going on. I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot. It is a brand new deck. I was so excited to get it. It's by Deborah Blake and illustrations by Elizabeth Alba. It is a it's a feminine deck, so you know, I'm going to try not to relate it to too much feminine people or say she, but because it's not gender specific. Anyway, so let's see. Let me just tune in to the energy of Capricorn and your love relationships. One thing about Capricorn people is your dutiful sort of prototype. It's like you are one of the most dutiful signs in that you work so hard to, you know, follow the rules, and you're ruled by Pluto, which is like institutions and money and job and career, and it's also the elders, and this represents like the house of the elders or whatever, but you're the elders of the zodiac, and very tradition oriented and family oriented as much as you are independent. I think deep down in every Capricorn lies such an unconditional love toward people that you do love. It's like unconditional, and so that's what you want out of a relationship. And you know, that can be hard to find, I think, because Capricorn people endure so much. They can endure so much. Like, if you think about a mountain goat, I mean, they can chew anything. You can feed them anything, a tin can, and they'll chew it. They can climb anything. They can scale any mountain. They just don't quit. And that's how you are in relationships. You just don't quit. You see it as something... You see relationships as things that you can fix or you can make better, or it's, you know, you kind of see it as a job. It's like if you're in a committed relationship, you've committed to that situation, and be it good or bad for you, you still continue to serve it. So I think that is one of Capricorn's biggest struggles in life, is picking and choosing who they're going to give their love to, who they're going to serve, who they're going to try for. And it should be yourself first, and then, you know, everything else will come. And there's also, you know, a need to fulfill duties that sometimes the universe keeps making them hard for you because they want you to let them go, you know, or to try something else or whatever. So things get harder and harder, but you continue to like do it because it's who you are, it's your duty. And, you know, really just release the control of the fact that maybe it's too hard because it's not meant for you anymore, or it's time to move on, or, you know, and this can be with work, this can be with relationships, this can be with friendships, this can be with your parents or whatever. Anyway, I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but I think because, you know, Cancer is ruled by the moon and is the sign of emotions and house and home and love and family, and you know, motherhood and inner child. And so, you know, a lot of Capricorns have had really rough childhood experiences, and they've just gone through a lot, house and home, and that's very important to them. So I think when the sun is in Cancer, or the moon, you know, that is ruled by Cancer goes into, you have a full moon in your sign, I think it's kind of, you get a little more sensitive about those things. So let's see what's going on with the Capricorns. And if this message doesn't resonate, I am not the kind of reader who is going to give a bazillion meanings for one card. Say it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, it could be that, because I just don't see the genuinity in that. I do a 9-card layout, tell a story, and then I just kind of go with that. So if it doesn't resonate with you, I'm really sorry. Please do check out your moon sign. I did not understand myself until I read up on my moon sign. That represents your shadow side, comes out in our relationships. So please do check out that video, or, you know, next month. So let's get started. Knight of Pentacles. There you are. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. 4 of Pentacles. Holding on to that duty, just like I was talking about. Like, do you see this guy? He's sitting on top of a chest that has 4 pentacles on it. This could be, you know, this is his money, but he's also has himself bolted up and locked up in stone walls around him. So it's like security, and the 4th house of home and money. And you know, what makes you feel secure, Capricorn, is your money and like your status, and that's how you kind of build your confidence up. And sometimes you can hang on and do the same job or stay to the same relationship because you have chosen to be loyal to that particular thing. That is what your duty is. 7 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Queen of Cups. Strength. The Hierophant. The Chariot. So beautiful. Yes. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. On the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Okay. So I know it's going to be kind of hard to see these cards, but I'll hold them up as we talk about them and go through them. Let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pentacle cards, which is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, individuals, or the element of material, earthly possessions. That's your element, Capricorn. So we are like definitely on track here. In the center of the reading, you stand. We have major arcana 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. Okay. Let me just take a little look-see here. Okay, so since this is a relationship reading, I'll try to do my best to focus on relationship, but also we can only control ourselves in relationships, and the better we know ourselves and our behaviors, the more productive relationships we can be in, and the faster we will find our compatible teammate, our soulmate, etc. And so Capricorn, like I said, okay, you are a very, very dutiful person. This is the Knight of Pentacles in the center of the reading, connects to all the cards. To me, this is the one of the most, the most important card in the reading because it's in the center. It represents where we are now. This Knight is holding his pentacle, his goal. This could be a relationship or your money or whatever it is that you are serving. He has his tools. He is prepared like you are. You, Capricorn, you are a winter month baby. So if you think about like back in the olden days, what people would do for the winter is prepare because it's cold and it's tough and crops don't grow. And so I think, being born at that time, it's like we naturally just or Capricorns naturally just kind of like have this preparation embedded in them where they see the larger picture, and your ability to serve and be loyal and be focused is very, very prominent. However, this Knight isn't moving. He's super slow in what he does because he really wants his results to happen, okay? He wants to be successful in what he does. He wants to see the fruits of his labor. He wants to see that all of his hard work and efforts are gonna, move forward and are gonna manifest. And so in relationships, you tend to analyze, like, this has to work, and you are very much dutiful in a relationship where you'll serve that person, and you will care for them, and you are patient in what you decide to grow. However, you become super, super attached to whatever it is you set your mind to. So the Seven of Pentacles is about looking at, reflecting on where we are at this point in our lives and where we've invested our time, where we've invested our money, what have we been serving? Is this relationship growing? Has it gone from stone to, a beautiful tree? Are you putting things out there and getting them back? Is it flourishing or is it not? So that's kind of, that's what's going on, but that's also what's always going on in your mind is like, am I doing things right? Am I following the rules? Like you hang on so tightly to making sure that you follow the guidelines, and stay loyal to your commitments. So if you're in a relationship or if you're single, either way, it's like, I think you're at a point in your relationship where it's time to analyze like what you're giving and what you're hanging on to, and if it's benefiting you, and is your job benefiting you? Are you just doing what you need to do to get by? Like the Chariot here, okay, see, this is such a cool deck. On a motorcycle, this is in line with you. You've got 2 sevens. Sevens indicate to me strategy, a time where we're analyzing a movement or a phase in life where we have to reflect to move forward. It's like a standstill of, okay, here we are, what's the next step? And 8 is the next card, and that indicates strength and sort of movement forward and making a choice to move in a direction. But the sevens are about analyzing our current standing, and I think like I talked about with you, your biggest issue is the Chariot is someone who has matured, someone who has done what they're supposed to do in life. They've followed all the steps. They do things right. They pay their rent. They are responsible. They're in control of themselves and their willpower and what's asked of them. The only thing is what's great about it, see the motorcycle and the leather jacket, it's like after you have met the status quo and you have done what's expected of you, like for example, you went to school, you went to college, you got your degree, and now you're supposed to, according to, you know, the status quo or the structure of the world, you're supposed to then what, like find, you know, get married and have a baby or a family, and you know, there's like all these expectations. But after you reach this maturity level, then it's your turn to, or it's your time, Capricorn, to individualize yourself. Okay, that's why she has a leather jacket and she's on a motorcycle, because you can be free now after you have served like your responsibilities. You know, then it's like you can be who you are and find like your internal passion, not what other people want you to do, or like what society expects of you, or, you know, like who are you serving? Are you serving yourself or are you serving others? And if you're not, like, if you haven't found your individuality and your passion and your way in life, and you've just been doing what is the status quo, you know, it's like not fulfilling. It's just the minimum of life. And it's like if you, okay, I'm a Capricorn and I've spent a lot of my time in jobs just because I had committed myself to that job. And so I would just show up every day on time, and that was what I did, and it was a routine. It was what I knew. It was what I hung on to. It produced money for me. It produced some sense of security and allowed me to get by and pay my bills and do what I needed to do. But I wasn't feeling like emotionally fulfilled. I didn't come home from work and be like, oh, I love all my nice things. Oh, I feel so great after work or whatever. You know, I felt like I was just surviving through each day and each, you know, because I had committed to doing it. And I remember telling my mom or something, like, it's almost like if somebody told me that my job was to shovel manure, I would literally shovel manure to the best of my ability. I would organize it into piles of like old manure, new manure, moldy manure. And it's like, just because that was asked of me and I said I would do it, I would literally sit there and do it even though it's not serving me. And so it's like Capricorns do that in relationships too. It's like they don't want to give up on themselves, or if the relationship is failing, they're going to blame it on something that they didn't do right, or, you know, they didn't somehow conform how they were supposed to, or they didn't like serve how they were supposed to. But oops, wrong place. But if we want to reach your fullest potential, the Queen of Pentacles is very much a Capricorn individual, like caring. You know, when you go to a Capricorn's house, they always make sure you have food, you have water. They want you to be comfortable. They like to be in comfortable clothes. They, you know, that's how this queen is, very hospitable, very nurturing. She's very successful. She's not afraid to make decisions that will better her life and better herself. And she eats healthy, and she appreciates like the nature and the cycle of life, and her love runs very deep. And Capricorns are misunderstood because they are so dutiful and like they're so but you know, it seems like unemotional, but because they cover things up with, you know, work and success and things, but really they're so loving and so devoted to people, and they like they care so much. Their empathy for others runs really, really deep. And I know that about Capricorn people, and that's why they're so devoted, is because they get how hard life can be, because a lot of them have had a tough life, a tough, you know, they've had to overcome, maybe you've had to overcome a lot. Strength. Like, you don't even know your own strength, Capricorn, and what you can actually do, and that you don't have to just stay in a situation because you said you would, or you don't have to stay in a job because you said you would. You have to move past this 7, past this is what's expected of me, this is what I'm supposed to do, to this is who I am, and this is my subconscious, and this is like what I desire, and this is what strengthens me every day and fulfills me every day. And you don't let other things control you. You find your own, you know, place in this world, your own magic, your own strength. It's no longer driven from accomplishments and others' approval of you. And it's like, you know, life can get really lonely sometimes, and especially when you feel like, you know, you're the one working so hard, and it's like you have to be the strong one all the time, and always, you know, do right, like honor, commitment. You rarely listen to your intuition, which is super strong with Capricorns, and they rarely listen to it because their sense of their need of confidence is, your confidence isn't there unless you're accomplishing things, and you know, you have something to show for it. And intuition is something you can't see, it's something you can't hold or touch or feel. It's like a gut feeling of, you know, I know it's right, and I know that I can do more, or I can do more for myself. I expect, like, I deserve more, you know. Remember how I mentioned, like, unconditional love at the beginning of the reading, and how you love so unconditionally, and that's why you hang on so tight, and that's how you show your love, is usually like acts of kindness, or you know, gifts and things like that, because it's like you want unconditional love, and so you offer unconditional love to people that aren't always worthy of it. And you are so unconditional that you stay in situations that may or may not be right for you. And I haven't gotten to whether or not I think that if you're in a relationship or not, if it's right for you. But that's because I really think that you don't need Capricorn to hear it from anybody else. Like, whether you're single, or whether you're in a relationship, or whether you're married or divorced, or whatever it is, like, these are things that you have to figure out. You're not, you know, how to find, like, unconditional love for yourself so that you can receive it from others is something that only you can figure out. The Queen of Cups. I love the Queen of Cups. She's like the mother of the queens. So is this. These cards are very similar. Just this woman is very much earthly and material and success oriented and crafty, and this woman's more creative, emotional, caring, nurturing, like touchy-feely, like she's less touchy-feely type. But this is an unconditional person who's unconditional love. I feel like the Queen of Cups out of any card, is there through like the darkest of times. And you, Capricorn, are one of the people that, like, when the going gets toughest, you're there, right? Because you don't quit. So you don't quit on people, you don't quit on anything, and you're there when things get hard. And so is this person. This person is there when things get hard, and you need someone like this in your life. I think that Capricorn's water signs like Scorpio, maybe not, but Cancer, Pisces for sure, I think are really good matches for Capricorn people, because they are there through like the heavy stuff, you know. They like to talk about it, they like to understand it and like delve into that kind of thing, and it kind of makes you feel validated and stuff like that. But so let's talk about the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is completely opposite of the Knight of Pentacles. Look at him, he's not even dressed. He's fast, he flies through the air, he says things out of impulse, does things out of impulse. He is like someone you don't want to upset. He doesn't, you know, move slowly. He makes up his mind and does something. He's someone who will protect you if need be. He's not afraid to like stand up and fight, where this person would want to negotiate, be like, hey, I don't know if we should do this, you know, the cops can get called, like this opposite. So I think the tarot's saying that if you aren't fulfilled in any scenario that you're in, if it's a relationship or a marriage or whatever, like it is time to, the full moon's going to ask you, here's the deal, they're not even going to ask you, like, ready or not, here I come, is what this night means. And so it's like, if what you're hanging on to isn't good for you and it's not serving your strength and your individuality, and it's not helping you to control your inner beasts, and if you're not serving your better, more emotional like side of yourself, if you're not getting that emotional fulfillment, if you don't surge forward to find like this better version of yourself, like, then the universe is going to make you do it. 7, the month of July is going to you're gonna have to choose. You're going to have to reflect on whatever it is you've been investing your time and your money into. A job, a relationship, a hobby, I don't know, anything. Like whatever it is that you're hanging on to so tightly, and whatever it is that you've devoted yourself to, here it comes. So what's the next step? So is it serving you? If it is, let's go, continue. If it's serving your higher purpose, and it's pushing you towards your individuality and pushing you towards this or this. I haven't even got to this card yet because it's really important, but this is the outcome, the best version of yourself. Like, you you won't give up, I know, until you are the best version of yourself, but also you have to relinquish control of your expectations and expectations of others and of society and what people have programmed, or you have programmed within yourself that you have to do, you know. You have to choose yourself, okay, and relinquish control that you always have, like you always have control on the outcome of a relationship or of a job, or like it's something that you could have done, it's something that you could have you know, changed or whatever. You have to keep trying, you know, like the universe will not let you stay in situations that aren't going to strengthen you and serve your higher purpose. Okay, it's going to come along, and either you're going to make the decision or it's going to make the decision for you. So if this relationship is good for you, if this, you know, that you're in is good for you and everything's going well, like these people aren't using you for your money or whatever. And the thing is like you always know when you're doing something that isn't fulfilling you. You always know when you're not being your best version of yourself. You always know that you can survive, like you can make money. You always know you can take care of yourself. You always know that no matter what happens, like you'll be okay, you know? And you always know it when you get into relationships, you always have a gut feeling like pretty soon if this person is an unconditional person or not, if they're true or not, if they're a fake or not. Like, people don't give you as much credit that you deserve, Capricorn, for being spiritual, because they connect you so much with just like duty and work. But you know, your card is the devil card in the tarot, and I, you know, a lot of Capricorns hate that, but the devil was, you know, in the Bible and so many stories, was God's best friend. He was absolutely devoted to the Lord and nobody else, and that's essentially what condemned him to hell, or to being evil, was him not being able to bow to another person, only to God. And he was asked to do, you know, to bow to somebody else, and he wouldn't do it, and so he was banished. And it's like your loyalty runs so deep that it gets you into scenarios where, you know, you're not serving your higher self, and you're not listening to your intuition, and you're very, you know, you are very spiritual, and you, like, I think that if Capricorn people believed they were as strong as they were, then they would be completely unstoppable. But because they, like I said, often have it rough, or I don't know why it's like that. I really don't. I mean, because you can endure, sometimes life can be harder on people, but like I said, I think it's like the time of the year too, being born in the winter months. Like, maybe back in the day, you know, mothers were really stressed out trying to prepare for winter and like gather food and stuff, and so it makes like Capricorns like such a worker, or like a, you know, you've got to like serve and do. But you know, rarely do you actually do what makes you like really fulfilled and find that individuality. So this is about the church. This is about religion, spirituality, things that are larger than ourselves, things that we cannot control, fate. Yes, we always have willpower, but fate does play a role, and the divine does play a role in our path in life. So that's why I'm telling you, you know, it doesn't matter if you sit here and serve this scenario. If you're serving something that's not empowering you, the divine will come along and you know, make that choice for you. But it's important to like unconditionally love yourself enough to like, you know, find something that gives back. You know, you're the elder, you're the teacher. You work so that you can provide and, you know, show people how success is, and you do it in the right way. You do it in a moral way, you know. And so it's like, in order to be fulfilled in your relationship or whatever it is, you have to ensure that what you're working towards and what you're serving is bearing fruit. And if it's not, you know, you need to find another direction. You need to stop just going with the status quo and, you know, letting go of that and finding something that's unconditional for you. Okay, something that is unconditional love, something, a spiritual connection with someone that really gets you, someone that you can be your true self around. Someone that you intuitively know, like, feels good and understands you, and a job that feels good. It doesn't have to just be, life doesn't just have to be hard. You know, and part of that is accepting where we've been and where we've, you know, our hardships and what's made us who we are and what made us strong. Like all of the battles, like look at these birds, all of the problems you've had to slay in your life, and all of the things that you have served undeniably until it's exhausted you, and all of the responsibilities that you slay and that you work so hard for, you know, have only made you stronger. But it's like, now is the time to say, okay, I'm responsible. I, you know, do everything that's asked of me, but like, are other people unconditional to me? And is this relationship, does it teach me things? Is it a back and forth scenario? You know, think about a yoga teacher. Think about when they have class, they learn things from their students every day, you know, and the students learn something from the teacher. That's how a relationship should be. It shouldn't be you always working to make someone else happy. It should be, you know, a back and forth thing where you learn from that person unconditional love, and as well as receive it. And learning to like really listen to your intuition, and the high priestess is a powerful energy. You know, if she comes through and tells you like, hey, you know, we need to make a choice here, like we need to find our our greater purpose. We need to make sure we're serving, you know, ourselves and our higher good, and we're reaching this high level of ourself, and we need to listen to our heart when it tells us, you know, yes, this is good for you, or no, this isn't good for you. I mean, this is a really, really good reading. It's beautiful. It's just because you're all over it. It's just like more about you than it is a relationship. But I just think it reflects like how you are in a relationship. It's like you're unconditional. You're dutiful. You're the strong and steady. You know, you're someone that can be depended on. You're someone that goes to work, pays their bills, is responsible. You're an unconditional lover. You're there. You're always there for people. But this is about something that's larger than us, serving something that's larger than just a relationship, or you know, this is about how do we get all of these things? And, you know, when we're doing all this, like, then how do we reach this, like, fulfilling path? Like, where do we go? How do we get to this finality, to feeling comfortable, to feeling good about what we're doing? You know, like, if you are all these things, then channel it into a direction that is valuable to yourself and to like the greater society, you know. And also, it's like if you're in a bad relationship, or if you're in a relationship where your gut is telling you that, like, I'm hanging on to something, you know, but it's not like, I don't feel fulfilled, then it's like, why do you continue to do that? Or if you are in a fulfilling relationship, you know, you're at like a standstill. Like I said, this 7, this like, which way do we go from here? You know, maybe you've built something really strong with someone, and now it's like time to take it to the next level. This can indicate marriage. You know, she's pregnant, maybe a baby, or also this is a queen. This can be, you know, motherhood and marriage and things like that. It's like working towards getting in that direction, and not just like not staying in a place because that's all you think that you deserve. You know, it's like there has to be a forward motion. Like, are we gonna move on, and you know, make this happen, or what? So let me just say, if you are in a relationship with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you know, I think that they do support you, and that they are there for you, and that this relationship is going to go really well. And I think that they do want you to find like they do want you to find what makes you really happy, and what, you know, is ultimately fulfilling for you. And you know, they do want to see you in this wonderful place. So yeah, that is a beautiful reading. I just love it. But I mean, when we have like the 7 here, it's like, so month of July is asking us, you know, to make a choice on what it is that we're investing our time into, and if it's an unconditional situation, or if it's something that's, you know, pushing us to be our higher selves and supporting us to be our better self. Oh my gosh, the most beautiful butterfly just flew by my window. That was so pretty. So like, are you in a relationship that's contributing to you being, you know, a higher version of yourself? You know, this is someone who's working to get to this higher version of yourself. Like, is this person supporting you or not? Are they contributing to your individuality and like your greater good? Or are you hanging on to things that, you know, aren't serving you anymore? Do you need to get out? I don't know. You will succeed this month, though. It's like a really, really beautiful month ahead. You've got the High Priestess on your side. You've got Strength on your side. You've got the Chariot on your side. You've got the Queen of Pentacles on your side. You've got the Hierophant on your side. You know what the Hierophant means? The manifestation of the sacred. So, you know, you need to manifest what's sacred to you. If it's unconditional love, then make sure that what you're continuing to serve so powerfully and so strongly is, you know, going to push you in that direction towards being a confident, you know, person who trusts their self and trusts their intuition and trusts their individuality, and you know, be with people that are teammates and that enable you. Like, also, this is 2 queens, meaning someone that's at the same level as you, you know, at the same maturity level. And like, it's not someone that's like lower than you or needs to be saved or helped. You know, it's someone that can serve a higher purpose with you and wants, you know, to be that other half, you know, of your soulmate, you know. Someone who wants to be there when you're not sure which way to go, right? Yeah, Capricorn, because if you believed in your heart that you are as powerful as you are, you could rule the world. You just don't believe that like your struggles make you stronger. You don't believe that your intuition is right. You don't believe that you can break out of what's expected of you. You like, sometimes you just get stuck in, like I said, that shoveling manure stage of, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know. Believe in something bigger than that. And remember to breathe. Yoga is a really good form of exercise, you know. It's good for the mind, body, and soul. And Capricorns have bad backs and spines and things like that because of their, you know, they think that the working, trying, not giving up, scaling. You know, you have to remember to breathe, and you have to remember to only serve the things that are making you reach your higher self. Don't stay in any situation just purely for the commitment of it, you know, because all the universe will do is just like make it harder on you, harder on you, harder on you, until you have to like quiet down, stop, and make a decision. But if you're wondering about a water sign, yeah, they're good. Air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius can be good for just like when you can't make a decision, you know, and you're going back and forth, and they can be just like, just do it, you know, be that push. But yeah. So have a great month, and I'm sorry this is so long. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Namaste.